I woke up and I've been dreaming about an awkward date, so kind of a nightmare. Yeah, so a good start to the day. Hello, good morning. Intro?
My breakfast is just some black tea as well as this weird yogurt. I love that it's poppy seed and marzipan flavored. What a cool flavor combination. After breakfast, I take the ash from the fireplace and carry it to the compost bin, since according to Grams, it's a good compost ingredient. Kira, of course, is keeping me company and being a little bit of a nuisance.
I just started a new book. I'm sitting in front of the fireplace. It's called The Binding by Bridget Collins. I used to work in a bookstore, which I kind of talk a lot about that time in my life. My dad went to the bookstore I worked at and asked my, ex-coworkers and my friends for a recommendation, and they recommended this. The thing is, it's called The Binding in English, and you can tell this book just looks like a bound book, It has the markings of a bound book and it just kind of is meant to resemble it. However, in Polish, the title is Books of Forgotten Lives. And I didn't think to check the English translation first. And I did read the back of the book, and just from the cover of the book, I expected it to be a fantasy story which we'll have to do in a library, and it will definitely be about a woman. I don't know, it just feels like a very feminine cover. However, it is about a dude who was forced to become a bookbinder sort of against his will in a world where, or in an environment where books are looked down on. He's meant to go away and have a bookbinding apprenticeship. I am intrigued by this, but I don't know why I had such a clear vision of what I expected this book to be, but definitely I intend to finish it despite how many my preconceived conceptions of the book are being broken every page, honestly. I'm reading this book and the language and the prose slaps. It's translated, but it's just so beautifully written.
Outside, the moon divided the world into navy and silver. The air was warm and soft like cream, smelling of hay and summer dust.
Very poetic, cute. Love this. This is called a stuptut. Stuptut in Polish, at least, and that's that's meant to keep snow out of my boots, because that's a problem I've been struggling with. And I have a flashlight. Professional. I have romanticized the place where I'm staying to a point, because I don't hang out with anyone. But in my head, since I felt so good here, everybody was also nice and charming. But today I was passed by 6 or 7 tractors in a car, and anytime I smiled at the driver, they all just scowled at me. Every single one of them. So, yay, Poland!
For post-walk snack, I settle on some kisiel. It's a traditional Polish dessert, here in an instant version, made of fruit, sugar, and potato flour, which is a different thing than pure potato starch. The first is made from ground, dehydrated, and milled potatoes, and the latter is extracted from immature potato bulbs. My flavor of choice is strawberry. I've run out of firewood, my main source of heat, so I was forced to buy some. I bought 5 cubic meters, but only one of seasoned wood, that is to say wood that dried for at least a year after being cut. The rest is unseasoned wood which has been cut only a couple of months ago. I need to put it in 4 different places: my house, my porch, underneath my porch, and in the shed. I've got my work cut out for me. Pun intended. Here, the log on the left is the fresh wood, and the one on the right is the older, darker, high-quality firewood. For dinner, I've made some pork tenderloin, which I cut into tiny cutlets. The icky bits I saved for Kira, with creamy spinach and miseria. Miseria, meaning misery, yes, really, is a cheap salad made out of sliced cucumber with cream, onion, salt, pepper, and I guess some dill if you've got it. I don't. I fried the pork in rapeseed oil. I also melt some butter for sauce. I peel and crush 2 thingies of garlic and put them in the batter and simmer on low heat. The spinach was made by Grandma, so I just reheated. I just learned that somebody wrote Jeff the Killer fanfiction, and I kind of get it in the way that there is Onceler fanfiction and visually, aren't they the same? And there is Hannibal fanfiction, so it's like, so is Jeff the Killer like the Hannibal Onceler? I've been working since 12 p.m. It's almost 4. I took a little bit of a dinner break, but I don't know whether you can see that there's progress. It kind of hardly feels like any progress. But this pile here, you cannot see, but here and there, those are 2 separate piles. This is dry wood, and this is the wet wood. What is wet, I put under the porch here, so that it will get seasoned and dry. Pushed.
Little goblin. No idź, myszka. Idziemy, hej, hej. The camera is on because I wanted to show you the tree, but you can't really see it. Or you can. Well, there is a tree and nothing else.
It's day 2 of me working with the wood. I've been binging KJ Charles's Victorian Romance crime series. I'll, review it when the time comes. And I am tired. My wrist is sore, but I'm sure you can tell there is less of the wood now. It's impossible that you can see my progress. Also, there's a lot of it here. I have some in the sunroom. You can see it there. But
I'm not even close to done. I'm going to go get my neighbor who offered some help, but I didn't want to take advantage of the help when we would have been working in close proximity because coronavirus. But now that I need to move the wood to the shed over there, then that's the right time to ask for help. Jesus, my hand hurts so much. I am damp all over. I wanted to use a different word, but I don't want to sound suggestive. Anyhow, I carried over a ton of wood. My neighbor helped me. So there is nothing here. Everything is by the shed. My dampness is a result of carrying over all this wet wood, wet from the snow. Even with the tarp, it still got wet. And also, while fetching myself some tea, I have slipped on a bit of snow and poured the tea all over my face and my everything else. Yeah. Are you my love? Also, this looks like wrinkles, but that's just short hair I have behind my ear. Just for funsies, Rapunzel style.
And with this abrupt cut to another walk, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry for the dog barking in the background, and I feel not the best editing, but I try. Subscribe if you like, comment if you don't, and my dog's social media are linked in the description box. Pa pa!